This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution Armada Universe Powerlinx Hot Shot. This Transformer was a PulseCon exclusive. I believe he is still up for sale though, so if you do want him, you should go ahead and go pick him up. We got some product images on the back, most likely renders. Although, since they are showing the pins in his shoulders, maybe that is an actual product this time. Let's go ahead and open them up. Of course, more of the plastic-free packaging. We've got the little guidebook. And we have Hotshot trapped behind a wall of cardboard. Poor Hotshot. Looks like we got his extra gear here in the back also. You know, I will say, one of the things that makes me not really fond of the plastic-free packaging that they do is I always feel like I'm going to break some of these figures when I try to pull them out of the box. And here we have Hotshot in his robot mode. Let's just go ahead and take a quick look at this first while we've got him here. I do like his coloring better than the original release that they did, as shown here. I think it stands out more. The red looks better than the orangish red of the previous figure. Unfortunately, when I first saw this, I thought they had given us actually black plastic windows instead of transparent plastic, but it's just a smoked black transparent. So I, like many other people, are going to be concerned about the possibility that in the future they will crack because the clear plastic tends to get brittle. All right, so he's got his visor that pops down. Unlike in the previous version, this one does not have any transparent parts. The one thing where I feel like they could get away with it. We'll go over his articulation really quick. His arms can rotate all around. You can move up the spoiler a little bit if you need to get some little extra move, but most of it takes place in the shoulder joint. So we've got a bicep swivel and we have a standard elbow joint, just a 90-degree angle. The waist has a twist. There's no ab crunch on this one. His legs go out. We have a thigh swivel. Front and back so he can kick. He's got the 90-degree joint. Can go a little bit further if you mistransform him a bit. His feet do look like they're on a rocker. Almost couldn't get him to rock though. So there's our basics on Hotshot here. Take a look at our additional equipment. You know, maybe what they should do is use like a toilet paper for this wrapping so that at least then you have a use for it afterwards. All right, so to start with some of the equipment here, we have his little engine gun. It's molded in yellow and painted in black. And unlike the previous version, there's no additional deco other than the basic paint job. We got a set of blast effects, looks like kind of the ones that may have come with Skylings. It's actually kind of impressive that they gave us a full 2 sets of these, because a lot of times they just give you one set, especially if they give you multiple guns to use them on. We have the new guns here, which are supposed to be like those big bad rifles. They actually made an appearance in one of the episodes of Armada. And the blast effects fit on them nicely. New to this figure is, of course, the Jolt minicon, which honestly should have come with the original version also, but did not. He has a fairly simple transformation. I hope, because I've never transformed him before. Ta-da! Isn't he adorable? The propeller actually spins really well, considering it's not even on a pin joint. So if we bring Hot Shot back, let's see. So Hot Shot's got this. This is his axle cannon. A specific side of it, though, is designed for actually holding blast effects. So if you want to use the blast effect, you have to have that side forward. And that is actually the same on both figures. But why they didn't just make both axles, both of the mushroom pegs the same, I don't know. I bet you this one cost them probably like 0.3 cents more than the other side. So they only did one side, because can't spend that money. And of course, we got our big bad Autobot. With his massive guns for destruction. And of course, the joints are loose enough that you can't really display him with the blast effects in place, which honestly has been kind of a problem. As much as I like the blast effects on the Transformers, they really are ridiculously heavy. And sadly, you can't really, I don't think there's any good position where you can actually set him where they'll stay up. And I figure eventually those arms will fall, which is kind of sad. But it did work out fine with the cannon. So actually, if you really want to, rather than display them with those, use one blast effect on him and one blast effect on him, and boom, there you go, twin massive blasts from Hot Shot. Something I also want to note is the gun does have like 2 handles there, which I think is, again, kind of silly. I know they did it because of the way he transforms and those peg in on both legs when he's in vehicle mode, but it would have been nice if he'd had just a single handle on there. And he's not really articulated enough to like have him hold both at once, unfortunately. But let's go ahead and see if we can transform him. We will start by getting his spoilers out of the way and his trunk. They don't really click into place. I don't know if they were meant to or not, but now we can open up his torso, bend his head back inside, and close it. And now he is the headless transformer. Ha 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 ha, I'll search for new heads. So we will go ahead and slide his arms down and put him to the sides a bit, just to get him out of the way. Actually, I guess we should probably move him up out of the way. His legs are kind of a pain, you know. Move his feet into position there. Now he's got this kind of double jointed axle here, so that will help you get his legs into position. We will spin the torso now. Probably should have done that earlier, but oh well. Now his windshield and roof both spin over this way. And you'll note there is some clips on both sides here that go into these little slots here. However, they are a huge pain in the butt to get in, at least on the previous version. So we'll try now with this one. Oops. Ta-da! We then can slide his arms. Maybe. I probably should have done the arms down first. Oh. I didn't even notice those. I didn't know that those moved in. Huh. You learn something every day. But let's go ahead and let's finish our friend's transformation here. Oh. Alright, so we got some tabs up here to push that stuff in. I moved this out of the way because... Oh, yeah, you need to have this flipped around this way so that these grooves here go into the slots there. And then we can fold his doors in to finish off his transformation into vehicle mode. I would recommend not pushing the gun too far in because it's a pain in the butt to get out, at least on the original version. Now, in the Armada series, they had special abilities that popped up when you attached the minicon. In this case, you know, when he's in robot mode, that's when this thing pops up and flips forward. I think when he was in vehicle mode and you put him in place, his feet popped out again, and it had like little grinders built into it so that he could like attack while he was driving. Jolt, we will transform back into his helicopter mode by reversing all the steps we did earlier. And again, isn't he adorable? So Jolt attaches to this peg here. Now the interesting thing with these pegs is it looks like they are designed to hold the original minicons as well. So if you do have original Armada of minicons, they'll just peg right in there. Huh. Oh, let's see. Looks like in order to get that to fit, we'll have to modify their transformation somewhat. And actually, that is something that happened with the original one too, is that the minicon split in half to fit in place. Now we have his big old blasters that we can attach to the sides. Which, I don't know, I'm not a fan of the guns being uneven like that when they're attached. I'm not a fan of only doing one side either, to be honest with you. let's see how well they hold up when... let's see. We'll have to bend that out a little bit. So his vehicle mode can hold the blast effects better than his robot mode could. Or Jolt doesn't want to stay in place. Fortunately, what they should have done was given us something on the back where we could have plugged the blast effects in. I suppose if you wanted to turn them into turbocharged jets, you could just do this. Unfortunately, Hotshot here does have the really awful kind of mushroom pegs for wheels, so he rolls like a flat tire, which is honestly very, very unfortunate. Now, that's the thing though, is looking at this, at the pictures, you should be able to get... Oh, okay, here we go. Transform Jolt a little bit more, and... Can you tell I didn't look at the instructions? Or watch anybody else's video on this? There we go. This is more like how Jolt looked before, and how he's pictured on the back of the box. To be honest, if you're only going to get one version of Hotshot, even not considering the minicon, this version is clearly, in my opinion, the better looking of the two. The red deco on it with the flames looks great, especially compared to just the plain yellow on the original release. And I mean, I think the additional weapons are practically useless, so there's no real need to have those. Like, I'm kind of surprised they also don't connect together in some way, shape, or form, but they don't. So anyway, I think this will conclude our look at the Transformers Armada version of Hotshot with Jolt. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you taking your time. Peace and love.